Do you have an idea for a great new product that you'd like to license to a major brand? Stay tuned because in this video, I'm going to share 4 essential steps to licensing your products and the biggest mistake that inventors often make in each step. Hi, Lloyd here with more tips and tricks to accelerate your invention licensing success. Your support means the world to me, and you can help me create more free videos just like this one by liking, subscribing, and leaving your comments below. And if you're curious to learn more, then please check out the links below for more on my resources for inventors. Now, licensing your invention can be challenging, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming. I licensed my first invention at just 25 years old and have since then licensed 7 more that have generated over $30 million in sales with brands like Vidal Sassoon, Goody, Revlon, and Skuncy. Over the years, while some tools and tactics have changed and evolved, I still rely on the same basic 4-step process to get all my licensing deals done. And today I'm sharing those 4 steps with you, along with some key mistakes to avoid along the way. First, we need to find the right companies to license to. We do this by making a list of the companies that would be great fits for your products. So think about the company at the stores that are already selling similar products. For example, if you've invented a new kitchen tool for dicing vegetables, then you'd list out all the brands that you see in the stores that currently sell kitchen tools. But here's the biggest mistake many inventors make. They assume that any company in their product category is a good fit, and that is just not always true. Let me give you an example. If you have an aftermarket product for hanging piñatas, for example, it might seem logical to approach a piñata manufacturer. But unless they also manufacture plastic accessories like the device that you plan on making, they're not going to be a good fit because they only make paper piñatas. So you need to find the companies that already make and sell similar products, companies that already have the infrastructure for manufacturing and distribution channels for what you're offering. The best way to start is by visiting those stores and then going up and down the aisles. Look at the brands and whatever is on the shelf in the aisle where you would imagine your product to be sold. Then you can also research those companies online or go to trade shows. But physically seeing products in stores gives you the insight into who has the greatest distribution, which means your earning potential is a lot higher. Once you have your list built, you're ready for step number 2, which is finding the right people to contact. Now that you have a list of those right companies, it's time to find the right people at those companies to contact. LinkedIn is an excellent tool for this. Start by finding the company's LinkedIn page and then click on the People tab. And then search for titles like VP of Innovation or Brand Manager or Director of Product Development. It might even be the Vice President of Marketing. Here's the biggest mistake that I see at this stage. Inventors pitch their product in their connection request. So inside LinkedIn, they immediately pitch their product when they're asking to connect to the person that works at that company on LinkedIn through like a direct message. Please don't do this. The goal at this point is to sell the connection. You're asking for a connection request, not to sell the invention. Simply send a connection request with a note, something like, "It would be an honor to connect with you." Then, once they accept, share the value proposition of your product and ask them for a 10 to 15 minute Zoom call to get their feedback. If you don't know your value proposition, then please check out the link below to learn more about how to write a compelling VP that gets you the booked appointments that you need to pitch your product. So in other words, you're selling the meeting now, not the product at this point. First you sell the connection request, then you sell the appointment. Just give them a reason to want to learn more about your product. Now the 3rd step is the pitch. This is where we finally get to explain what the product is and how it's dramatically better than all of that competition out there, and give that company a reason to believe that it's true by demonstrating your product. This is where most inventors get really nervous, but you don't have to be a professional salesperson to succeed here. Please, it's not that high of a bar. When you finally get that meeting, because you sold them on the connection, then you sold them on the meeting, your goal now is to just be respectful, honest, and grateful for the opportunity. Start by acknowledging that you value their feedback and keep the focus on learning from them, not pitching to them. Build a relationship. It's more important than closing the deal in this first meeting. Here's the biggest mistake that inventors make during their pitch. They talk too much. You don't need to give a long backstory about why you invented the product. Instead, just walk them through your sell sheet. And if you're not familiar what that is, I'll put a link to how to create an awesome sell sheet below as well. But aim to highlight the problem that your product solves and then explain how it's better than all of the alternatives that they have in the marketplace. Then stop talking, listen, and learn. An objection is really just a request for more information, my friend Tom Hawkins told me. So use active listening to understand their concerns. Remember, licensing is never a one-call close. It's a process. After the call, they'll likely need to take the idea back to their team to look into everything that they need to know in order to make an educated decision about licensing. And here's a pro tip. Always end the call by setting expectations for those next steps. So for example, you could ask them at the end of the call what to expect from their process. Or you could say something like, I'll follow up with you next week to see how the team feels about moving forward. Either way, you're setting the stage for the next steps, and that will help alleviate the fear and anxiety while you're sitting around waiting for them to get back to you and then wondering, should I follow up yet? Should I follow up yet? Should I follow up yet? All right, so fourth and final step here is negotiating the deal. Finally, if they're interested, it's time to negotiate. Now, this can feel a little nerve-wracking, and I understand why, but it's also very exciting. In addition to the standard terms and conditions of any agreement, you'll want to negotiate 3 primary points. The first is advanced payment. This is a lump sum paid up front at the time of signing the agreement, and it is recouped by the company from your future royalties. Okay? The second is your royalty rate. This is typically a percentage from in the range of 3 to 5%, most common, on most consumer products. This is a percent of either the retail sale or the wholesale sales, depending on the type of company that you're talking to. So a guaranteed minimum is the third and final negotiable that you're going to be expected to be prepared to talk through when it comes to signing a licensing agreement. Guaranteed minimums are the absolute guaranteed minimum amount that you will receive even if the sales fall short, to ensure that the company is committed to making the product and you successful. The biggest mistake that I see here is either under asking or over asking. Don't be greedy and ask for unrealistic terms. You want to put the company in the business of being successful with your product, and if you ask for too much, there's no margin there. You both end up having to walk away. That's not a win, right? So don't be greedy and ask for unrealistic terms, but also don't undervalue your product. You want to negotiate a fair and equitable deal that works for both sides. Licensing is a partnership, and everyone involved should have a vested interest in the product's success. And there you have it. 4 simple steps in licensing your products and avoiding the biggest mistakes along the way. Now, before I wrap up, I just want to share something important with you. Licensing and invention isn't just about knowing the steps. Sure, having the right strategy is critical, but equally important is how you approach those steps, how you handle the setbacks, the uncertainty, and the challenges along the way. The reality is there are landmines throughout this process that no roadmap alone can prepare you for. It's not just about doing things right. It's about feeling confident while you're doing them, right? That's where real success comes from. Combining smart actions with the belief that you're capable of navigating whatever it is that comes next. If you've ever found yourself stuck or unsure, then don't hesitate to reach out using the links below. I'm here to help not only guide you with those right steps, but also make sure that you feel confident in every decision that you make. Book a free call and let's get you moving forward with clarity and confidence. If you found this video helpful, then please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos just like this one every week. And feel free to drop your questions and your comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Happy inventing, and remember, dare to dream and imagine what's possible when powered by innovation.